we have seen a lot of success in improving security along the border that we share, and we are committed to actualizing the provisions of a sustainable peace agreement we signed last year, which will reduce the vulnerabilities faced by those communities living along the border. We also, as many of you are aware, continue to work very closely with our brothers in Ethiopia to bring stability and peace in Somalia, South Sudan, and our region at large. Ethiopia, as our current chair of IGAD and a member of the UN Security Council, is an invaluable partner to Kenya in that regard, and we are grateful for their leadership in regional peace building. The Prime Minister and I discussed matters of repatriation, and we continue to explore ways in which we can ensure the safe and successful as well as humane repatriation of Somali nationals living in our refugee camps. Let me say that another key area of our discussion, again as you heard, touched on trade. Since 2012, our two predecessors signed on behalf of our two countries a special status agreement to facilitate enhanced trade between our two countries. The Prime Minister and I continue to share a deep-seated commitment to creating ties between our economies and industries, and to that end I look forward to the Kenya-Ethiopia Business Forum that will be held later today, which will provide us with yet another platform to continue further enhance trade and investment cooperation. Let me say that overall, today provided us with an opportunity to reaffirm, deepen, and even expand our historical partnership with Ethiopia. Over the last few days, members of both governments have been engaged in lengthy meetings to finalize a number of memoranda that have been read to you, and we have witnessed their signing today, and we have emphasized that signing of memoranda alone is not sufficient. We are keenly both going to monitor the implementation of those memoranda, because that is what our partnership should be about. Implementation, not just signing of memoranda. One of those that we signed was a memorandum of understanding in the area of sports. This is an area where both our countries continue to contribute strongly to the world, especially when it comes to athletics. And while we certainly are competitors, we always compete in the spirit of true camaraderie. We always know that at the finishing line of the marathon or any of the long distance, it will either be Kenya or Ethiopia. And if it is Ethiopia, we celebrate. If it is Kenya, we celebrate. So ours is always the innocent rivalry between siblings and friends. And indeed, following my recent signing of the amended anti-doping bill, I personally look forward to WADA declaring Kenya now compliant and paving the way for us to join our Ethiopian sportsmen and women in representing the African continent at the Olympic Games later this year. And even as our Kenyan athletes face stringent doping tests, I am confident that all athletes will complete clean and under our new sports agreement with Ethiopia. I look forward to both our countries supporting one another through shared anti-doping activities, programs, and research, and I look forward to seeing more friendly games between the national sports teams of our two countries. Indeed, as I conclude, let me reiterate once again that the discussions between the Prime Minister and I were indeed very fruitful, very productive. We have agreed that we will be meeting at least twice a year to ensure the implementation of all these various memoranda that we have signed. Our ministers will be meeting at least every quarter, and our technical teams will be meeting monthly to ensure that we actually deliver upon the commitments that we have made. And I think that through this will prove a testament to the fact that we are forging even stronger ties with our beloved neighbors, and we are keenly looking towards fulfilling and strengthening that deep historic relationship that exists. From the time of our independence, Ethiopia stood by Kenya. Ethiopia supported Kenya during our independence struggle. Ethiopia has been one solid, strong partner of Kenya for all these years, and our responsibility is to ensure that we take that standing to an even greater level as we move towards deepening regional integration with our two countries taking the lead. With that, my brother, I leave the floor to you to say a few remarks as well. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank the President once again for inviting me to visit this great country of great people, Kenya. Your Excellency, I concur with what you have said, our discussions this morning. And we in Ethiopia, we want to bring this relationship, which is excellent, to a next high level. Our forefathers has put a very good foundation for us to work very closely between our two nations. We, as the pillars in the Eastern Africa region, if we cooperate to the next high level, we can bring changes, strategic change that can take place in this region. I am very happy, and I saw commitment from our ministers, technical experts, that they share this spirit that we both, President and myself, have. And I think this will bring us further to a high-level cooperation in the future. Kenya and Ethiopia has many things in common. As the President said, we have to work to pacify our region, and it is only Kenya and Ethiopia can make this region to be peaceful, prosperous, and also friendly to investment and tourism. And I think this we have signed today, many agreements that are instrumental for this to be achieved. And I thank the President and his team and delegates for this commitment. Ethiopia will always stand ready to cooperate with Kenya to bring our cooperation to a very high strategic level. And we believe that the African continent needs leadership from Kenya and Ethiopia. That's what we have witnessed today in these agreements we have signed for ourselves, but beyond us to the whole region and the continent. So, Your Excellency, once again, I concur with what you have said, but I thank you all for the very important decisions that has been made, and I am also committing myself to the implementation of these agreements we have already signed. We said implementation, and implementation is number one, second, and third. Thank you very much.